Well, okay, I have something to add, but it's not a postmortem, so.
And it's not for public.
No, it is for public. Just, I've had a strange experience this time because the two of us, Manya and me, we were in a team, and it's only after the jam that I actually saw how tired we actually were during the jam. Okay, so I'm wrong here. I saw how he was tired, but I didn't see during the jam how I was tired. And it took me your team, Gwen, to realize that because a whole day passed, the Saturday, I think, the whole day passed, and his team was just coming over after dinner or whatever, and someone looked at my screen and said, "Look at it, it hasn't changed from since morning." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's true." I was just sitting there. I've been doing loopy things all day and actually done nothing. So it was a really strange experience, not feeling tired. I mean, I had the feeling that I was doing, just so many things at one time and didn't even notice that it just went by.
I think you just started your postmortem.
No,
I will-
he's
yes.
calling my.
I wanted to comment on that as well because this is the main part of
Would you,
our
would you
postmortem.
do the postmortem?
I have one.
I can, yes, but we just started.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll just-
I mean, I don't want to
How
start.
do you close it to the mic then?
Okay, should I do it now?
Miroslav?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I sometimes switch between Serbian.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's okay.
Sometimes I like music that goes like.
In which cases we switch to Serb? We switch to Serb.
No, I said the mic is closed. It's the mic.
The Mick.
I sometimes.
Hi, Mick.
Oh,
Mick Jagger.
Before you start, I would
Yeah.
just like to say also regarding the jam, that one of the things that was also attractive to me about it was that it's only these 2 days, or okay, a bit of Friday as well, but if you have a job or something you are working and you don't want to have it in your mind previously or after that, that's why I wouldn't suggest also having these, obligations regarding documents being sent out there a week earlier. So, I mean, I think, okay, it's my personal experience, but maybe for some other people that people like it to be just these 2 days. So, you don't need to know anything, you just come there, then you start, and then on Sunday you're finished. And,
Well, it's okay if you've ever been to a jam, and then you can do that because you're already into those things. But if you've never been to it, as the board gamer group, for example, it's hard to organize that because we have to know how many participants we'll have to have because we'd either get this room or that, and the difference is.
Yeah, I mean, no, of course you have to register yourself that you're coming.
Yeah.
Really, but I mean, not actually reading documents.
Okay. Okay. So,
Ja mogu sad.
will you just look at.
Well, yeah.
Manja is
The thing is, I would like Miroslav to speak a little bit about the game itself, but until then, I had this thing in mind just to add a couple of things about Game Jam itself and about my team. I'll start with my team and then stick to Game Jam in general.
You don't have any slides. So.
I don't.
You
No.
can move to the first slide, which said Global Game Jam.
Can I go to your Moi disc?
No, it's there.
In the slides.
Presentation.
What exactly?
First slide.
First slide.
The slide.
Yeah, see.
Okay. Which way do I enter?
Play button.
It's Prikazi.
Right.
Ceo ekran.
Gore desno trošku.
Izvini, okay. Gdje je sad otišao?
F5. F5.
Okay,
Gore, prikaži.
gdje? Prikazi. Okay, as we're prikazing this screen once again, Google Disk je sada u režimu cijelog ekrana.
Easy.
Right. Okay, so I'll speak about my team. Firstly, my team was constituted by 2 Annas, Miroslav and Alexander. The 2 Annas are Ana Chomor and Ana Jelicic. Ana Chomor was a team's graphic designer and a team motivator in a way. Also, she helped very much in logistics when we were about to get the PlayStation 3 from roaming you know, the first day of Game Jam was a tough love for 3 or 4 of us, because we had to bring many things to the premises. For example, that big plasma.
I actually had to leave the car for that TV. So
Yes, I drive a car which barely, well, hi, which barely, you know, received that telly we got from roaming, but that doesn't matter now, really. So yes, thank you, Anna, very much for your help. The second Anna was Anna Gericic. She was, well, a little bit scared at first, because this was her first game jam ever, and game development is very, very new for her. So she was like, I don't really know how to help you guys. I'm a programmer. I finished, you know, technical faculty and all that. But eventually, she got certain duties and certain things to do. So it was pretty productive and great having her with us. Miroslav was lead game designer. Is the lead game designer of a game called Schism. That's Razdor. And myself, Razdor, as spoken in Armenian, Razdor.
That's Russian.
Former Soviet anyway.
That's all.
Sorry, bro, just a sec. Okay, thanks. Okay. And as for me, due to my profession, I was supposed to work on sound and music for the game. Okay, so I wouldn't speak much about the game, because the game eventually didn't come up as we wanted it. The early reason, Miroslav had already elaborated the reasons, is the fact that we were just too tired. You know, 50% of the team was just dead tired. There's a thing about Miroslav that he probably doesn't know, is that the more tired he is, the more he works. It seems pretty illogical, you know, for a logical mind, you know, but that's adrenaline. So the reason why we've had the game in the end, the reason why we had the game in the end is the fact that Miroslav, you know, stuck on it and worked hardcore to the end of the line. So eventually we had something which looks, which tells, which sounds enough. It doesn't sound good, it doesn't look good, it doesn't work good, but it's enough. You know, the fact that you move your stick figure and then when you die, there's a writing saying you survived for 13 years. When the screen is blurred, that text also gets blurred, so the things don't work well, but they work well enough. Well, although they worked enough for the presentations. So that's mostly about the game. So I would like to connect my experience with Global Game Jam in general. What I noticed about you guys, about everybody else, is that we all had this problem of deploying our games on servers, finishing on time, etc., etc. I think this is a man has this certain characteristic that he always thinks he'll have enough time. What I learned, what I verified to myself, what I confirmed to myself in this Global Game Jam is, when you think you've got time, you've got shit. You don't have enough time. When you think 2 hours is pretty much enough to do something, no, it's not. There's just one reason for this. There are many people who testify differently about this, but those people are professionals. How many professional game developers are here today? Could you please raise your hands? So you think you're professional where?
I earned money, but
Yeah.
You earned money, but the first step towards professionalism is what I learned, is punctuality. If you do things on time, you can say you're a professional. Doing things on time is something...
Sorry.
So,
Sorry,
okay.
can I
Yeah.
comment? It's actually quite common in game development in the industry as well, among AAA companies.
What?
Half-Life 3, you know.
Yeah, to go over the deadlines, to do overtime, which is terrible. Overtime is common in Electronic Arts, and
We're talking years.
I'm not talking overtime. Overtime
yes,
is
but overtime crunch also failure of time management. Just as what did you say? Sorry, punctuality. Yes, just as thinking you can do more for the given time, just as missing the deadline. It's the same kind. It's a similar kind of. Sorry, I think this is a problem.
what exactly are you trying to say?
Well, I'm trying to say that it is a common problem in the industry. It is not just an amateur's problem.
No.
As an amateur's problem, it's much more expressed. But even experienced developers
Delay the game.
aren't punctual, miss their deadlines, and
Yes.
it's not uncommon.
We're all aware of that, but the things that they have in mind is they don't have in mind the fact that because some AAA industry runs late with their titles, they should be doing so as well.
Yeah, but if I may add, another factor is motivation. Here,
Yes.
you kind of come to have fun.
Yes,
And when you're working for money, you're working for money.
exactly.
And
But the
that
thing
makes you
about having fun
do it on time.
is, okay, have fun, but you still have this tiny goal, which is to deploy your game, which should be playable. You know, so finishing a game is a step forward to making your game a game. Because many of us deploy the games which don't have an ending. There's one ending in one game, which is your game, yours. For you guys, it's how's it called? It's Mushroom?
Mushroom.
Yeah. The game called Mushroom has an ending. Well, pretty unclear ending, I must confess. But still, an ending. Anyway. Could you name one more game which has an ending? Except for, yes, Ranko's game as well? Isn't it? With the one with the mirror's edge thing.
Yeah, it has an ending room.
It has an ending room, yes, with their pictures.
The pictures of developers.
Okay. The game has an ending,
I'm
okay.
not sure if the game actually ends there. Or just
Oh,
you-
he didn't reach the
just
end.
hang around.
No, but wait, are you talking happy ends now?
No. I'm
Because,
talking
you know,
technical ends.
Death is
No.
an end.
Completely
Yeah,
yes.
but
You cannot proclaim death as an ending of your game. You just cannot do that.
you compare apples to oranges.
Because your game must have a progress. In our game, a player can decide whether to die or not, which can mean an ending in 10 seconds or ending in 30 seconds.
May I interrupt you for a moment?
Yeah.
That's the difference in design. Your game is an infinite runner by genre.
It wasn't supposed to be an infinite
Yeah,
runner.
it wasn't supposed
Our
That's what I'm
game
talking about.
was from the start written and designed to have start, middle section, and the ending.
That's the thing we had in mind as well. You know? So it
Okay.
wasn't supposed to be an infinite runner.
Well, it's different what you had in mind. It's still a kind of finished game. It does have an end. I mean,
Exactly, yes.
Finish
I-
it.
I agree that you can finish.
Game, the game with an end.
No, it's not the finished game that we thought of. It's another finished game.
Yes.
That's what he's
Okay.
trying to say.
Okay.
Yes, when I said technical ending, the technical ending is the fact that I wanted this game to have an end. And does it have an end? Well,
Yeah.
not really. You know.
Yeah, I guess.
So,
You can
okay.
get philosophical.
No,
like me.
Well, if we don't get philosophical, we'll just be technical like MUGD. And we can talk MUGD later. Okay, so is there any other thing I should mention about my team, about my game? Would you like to say something about the game?
Well, I could, I guess, but I'd rather hear other people talk about theirs first.